Sligo started the stronger in the Battle of the Rovers, but Alan O'Neill was the difference between the sides last night. John Kenny's runs on the right flank always caused problems, and after Derek Tracy and Len Curtis scrambled the ball away, Darren Grogan's shot had O'Neill stretching under pressure from Ian Gilzine. The huge home crowd were stunned when Terry Evanston's cross found Mark Reid, who easily beat Brendan Aspinall, and the former Sligo player celebrated with an extra spring in his step. Only his second league goal for the Hoops, both scored away from home, but they were enough to give Shamrock Rovers their first league win of the season.
Top going into the weekend. We join this match in the first half, Shells in their familiar red shirts, playing from left to right.
Shelbourne certainly had the better of the opening half and could have been several goals in front by the time Sligo woke up to the game. Geoghegan setting up his brother, the cross finding the head of John O'Rourke over the bar. Shelbourne mixing up the short and the long ball, the long one this time by Declan Geoghegan over the head of Ian Lynch. Tony Sheridan with the little handball there, brilliantly finishing, but unfortunately it was the use of the arm that ruled that one no goal. And there clearly is. And then 15 minutes gone and Shelbourne still couldn't get the lead goal. John O'Rourke setting it up for Tommy Dunn, through to Declan Geoghegan, and his cross causing all sorts of confusion. Robert Brunton clearing to safety. Howlett's free kick, chipped to the far post. Declan Geoghegan was there, more confusion for Sligo, and John O'Rourke just firing wide. And this is when Sligo started to wake up and realised there was a game of football on. Harry McCopp losing it in midfield. Sligo quickly onto it through John Kenny. And watch Gilzine coming in here at the far post. A super finish, you thought. On the stroke of half-time, surely Sligo won up, but offside the decision, no goal. And you can see what Sligo thought of that one. This observer would like to see the benefit of the doubt going to the attacking team in these options. Kenny's cross perfection, I would have thought Gilzine was onside. Strange how things balance up in a game, though, because Shelbourne could have had a penalty in the second half. Brendan Aspinall pulled John O'Rourke's shirt after just 2 minutes. And again, the benefit went to the defending team. Sligo's fitness showed as the game wore on, and Gavin Dykes set John Kenny free. He only had one thing in his mind, cutting inside and nearly getting it inside the far post. Sligo's manager Steve Cottrell did such a good job at half-time that it took Shells 28 minutes to carve their first opening after the break. Tony Sheridan set up Stephen Geoghegan, and his finishing wasn't quite up to the standard he's set for himself this season. Well might he scratch his head. Minutes later, Shelbourne almost made the breakthrough. Greg Costello playing the 1-2 with Stephen Geoghegan, and only denied by a brilliant fingertip save by Mark McLean. Costello couldn't believe his bad fortune. A goal, it seemed, just had to come. And in the final moments, Shelbourne were again denied. Sheridan and Stephen Geoghegan made the opening, and Declan Geoghegan's goal-bound shot was brilliantly saved by McLean. A point apiece after an excellent game, and these sides meet again in the League Cup final on Monday. You've come to one of the hardest venues in League of Ireland soccer to get a result, and you've come away with a point. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I am, because Shelbourne are a good side, as I've seen tonight. I've heard a lot about them, and they are a good side. But having said that, I've also been told that our goal that was ruled offside wasn't offside, which is, I mean, the lads were quite annoyed about that at half-time, especially Gilly, obviously. But nevertheless, you know, Shelbourne had their chances. Mark McLean made a couple of great saves at the end. So maybe over the 90 minutes, a draw might have been a fair result. But I think Shelbourne, you know, an attractive side, played some great football, and full credit to them.
Well, Damien, a setback at home. How unhappy are you about not getting the goal that would have won you the points?
I'm not as unhappy as you would think, Stephen. It is a setback because to lose 2 home points is never acceptable. But the level of our performance was such that we should have won the game. We had plenty of chances. And as a manager, you've always got to say to your players, you're going out for one reason, to create chances. The goals will come if you keep creating chances. What probably pleased me most was the fact that we kept playing football. Despite a very good performance from Sligo and a very professional performance, we kept plugging away, we kept creating chances, and even to the last minutes, we were creating chances. So it gives me great hope for the rest of the season coming.
Anyway, tie behind them with Bohemians and Derry still.